Here we go. Taking my life into my hands here. We'll see. There's only about 4,000 questions in this bucket. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what. I have not looked at these. I don't know. This might tell me more about all of you than about me. We'll see what happens. Huh. This is good. Is it hard to keep all the sins of the parishioners secret? No. I've always had within me a very strong fear of hell. So no. No, in reality, right, so we have the seal of confession, so a priest in no way can share or reveal or even allow his actions to be affected by what someone tells him in confession. Which is a pretty serious, like, when you think about it, that's a pretty serious thing, right? And I think there certainly is, so it's two things. I think one is that just humanly, like, we priests know, like, this is incredibly serious and it's incredibly sacred, and as a result, we all take it very seriously. And so, you just know that, you have that mindset, and so in that sense, it'd be similar to, a doctor or a lawyer or anyone else who has to keep professional secrecy, if you want to call it that, but that client-patient privilege, thank you. Couldn't think of, the confidentiality. So in that sense, it's similar. But it's also different, right? So we do believe that the Lord gives us grace of orders. So due to the sacrament of holy orders, like the Lord gives me the grace to be a priest. And so I have to think part of that is, when you hear confessions, to not then allow that confession to, come out, to dictate things, so on and so forth. Most importantly, though, when a person comes to confession, what I see is someone who is sorry for what they've done and who desires to have a deeper relationship with the Lord. And to me, that's a beautiful thing. And not only that, but then God forgives the sin and completely takes the sin away. So it's not worth talking about at all. It's not worth remembering. It's not worth having that, dictate how I look at somebody or whatnot. But I see someone as, here's someone who desires to grow closer to the Lord. They came to confession. So to me, that's an admirable thing. Yeah. And the sin's gone. So why should that person be defined by that sin at all? So no, I've not had an issue with that. So it's actually it's one of the gravest sins a priest can commit. It's one of the 6 sins that can only be forgiven by the Pope himself. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm sure I'll get a question about that later. What is your favorite movie or book, not counting the Bible? It's a good qualifier there. And who is your favorite character? So. It's difficult for me. I often don't work in favorites. It's hard for me to say what my favorite movie or book or food or anything is. I just have lots of things that I like. And some things I just like a lot. My favorite movie, certainly growing up, my favorite movie was Remember the Titans. Right? So as a kid who loved sports and always loved, that sort of movie, like that was just great. Like, loved that movie growing up. Nowadays, I don't watch too many movies now. So there's not a whole lot that's come out in the last 10, 15 years that I've actually seen. So I can't say my preferences have changed that much. But I do read quite a bit. And so there's a number of books that I like for a whole host of different reasons. The best thing I've probably ever read, like just as far as depth and beauty, especially Catholicism, is The Lord of the Rings, right? Fantastic, like it's well worth reading. I like, there's a book by Evelyn Waugh called Brideshead Revisited, which is outstanding. And it's one of those books where you get to a certain point, you just go, wow, and you just close it, and it's amazing, right? Brideshead Revisited. Yeah, Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. So it looks like Evelyn, but it's Evelyn. He's British. Yeah, he's a guy. So